Pacific. The power of free speech.
Just ringing up about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't feel safe walking the streets there in a pram with her.
Girl, watch out.
Can you get some ID?
If it got my little son, it would kill him.
Probably the main people to blame are the government.
I can see no reason why that dog owner shouldn't be fined $10,000.
Before you know it, you've got the bitching season, the dog's been raped. Next minute, you've got 10 puppies unwanted.
I got it.
Then I rang you asking you to get back to me and you never did. So you know where I'm coming from now, don't you?
And I don't know if you noticed, but your dog also went to the toilet.
We've had complaints about it wandering in the street and it's not allowed to. It's been going onto the motorway.
You must just love to hear the sound of my voice or something, is it? Hey?
There's always going to be people that just don't care and that don't have a conscience.
Hi, I'm Sue from Waitakere Animal Welfare. Do you own a dog on the property?
Yes.
You do? Not black and tan by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've received a complaint the dog's leaving the property and going into neighbouring properties chasing their cat.
Oh, right.
Can you make sure it's confined?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hello. Oh, you're only young. Hello.
It's only a puppy.
It's only a pupper.
But it won't stay a puppy forever. And unless its owners keep it contained, this won't be its last brush with the law.
And they won't stop complaining until the dog's either impounded or...
Yeah.
We don't want that. You're a bit young to go to the pound.
There are nearly 14,000 dogs in Waitakere, one of the highest dog-owning areas in New Zealand. That's more than one dog to every 4 houses.
Control. You got a dog here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a collar, so it always belongs to someone.
Okay, so you guys didn't put this on. This is all his?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. See you later. Come on, mate.
Dogs bark, dogs roam, dogs drive neighbours crazy, and sometimes they bite. Last year in Waitakere alone, there were almost 7,000 official complaints about dogs, keeping a team of 12 animal welfare officers out on the streets, playing policeman, psychologist and peacemaker.
And what sort of damage was caused underneath it? Is it a sort of puncture wound? Or
Yeah, there
actually...
was two puncture wounds.
Dog catchers? That's a name and an image these officers have left well behind. For the first time in New Zealand, they're registered in a groundbreaking scheme under the Animal Protection Act. Their job now extends to saving all creatures from abuse and neglect. The job that used to focus on the animal now targets the owner.
And you get the owners to de-sex them later on, and if they die...
Yeah, but that form it's not been able to use as a legal document.
8:30 Thursday morning. The team at Waitakere Animal Welfare Services talk through the week's problems. As usual, education and owner neglect top the list.
I mean, they just don't get it. They don't understand it's not the fault of the dog owner, they just have never seen it before.
Last year, Waitakere took over running the North Shore patch. That's another 12,000 dogs. Officer Lee Exler can't make the meeting. He's in the exclusive suburb of Greenhithe, returning a lost Waimārana puppy called Odin. The neighbours are sick of the dog digging up their gardens and hassling their pets, so they've called in Lee to deal with the problem. This is his second visit in as many weeks.
Mr. Ford, Lee from North Shore Animal Care and Control, here to return your dog.
Number 2.
Number twice.
Second
It is
time.
indeed, yes.
Whereabouts is he?
He's in the back of the car now. You want me to release him now for you?
Yeah, no, that'll be wonderful, eh?
I did security for 12 years and decided that I wanted to change, and I thought, well, I own dogs myself, I'm good around animals, so I'd head into this job. When I got into it, I realised that it's got nothing really to do with dogs, it's more to do with people. Escaping so much.
Well, I've got to say, actually, owning a dog has been a whole new lesson to me. Like when you first get him, you kind of think to yourself, you know, you just got to get a little home for him, you've got to feed him. But I've got to say, it's become a full-time job to try and keep him in. I mean, he's a lovely dog, but he's a full-time dog as well, so this is why we keep on running into each other.
Yeah, your neighbours are getting quite annoyed with them sort of going down there, running through their house with dirty feet, chasing the chooks and all the bits and pieces. So they're now decided that they're not going to return them home anymore. They're going to ring us.
Every single time.
Every time.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know, he's a nice enough guy, and he says, yes, we have returned them numerous times to him already, so we're sick and tired of doing that, so can we get on top of this? And I says, fine, I'll go and talk to him now, and that's why we've had to impound him a second time, eh?
Yeah, no worries. At least he's not hurt or anything, at least he's come back, but I've got to say, it's like a bit of a precursor to having kids in a way.
Jason seems willing to fix the problem. He wants to be a good dog owner, but he's still up for a $100 fine. Each time Odin is caught off the property, the fine will go up. Animal lover Christine O'Connell's been in the job for 10 years. She's got no problems with dogs, but sometimes she finds the owners a bit of a handful.
People out there might think, OK, well, it's a woman, you know, I can probably give her a bit of an earful, but they don't realise that we're also very assertive women. So we try not to take any crap. Good girl. I think any breed has the potential to be dangerous. I think there's probably there is breeds out there that it has been bred into them to have stronger instincts in different areas. But any dog has the potential to be dangerous if it's been mismanaged.
Slug.
They're saying that the dogs are barking during the day and night.
Yeah.
So you've got Billy and Slug, haven't you?
I've got Billy and Slug, and I've got another dog called Easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
What sort of dog's Easy?
He's a cross.
What sort of cross?
Cross Staffy. Pit bull.
Yeah. That's a boxer cross, is it?
Slug, come here.
So this is Slug. He's a
Yeah.
cutie, isn't he? Hey guys. So it's a brindle. You've got to get a permit to keep more than 2 dogs.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have more than 2 dogs on your property.
I've got to tie him up or else
Yeah.
he'll get out.
Okay, because you obviously want to do that on a lower level too, and that would give the dog more room. I think everybody has a right to look into owning a dog. I don't think that everybody is going to have the potential as a good dog owner, and I think they need to look at that before they take on a dog, the responsibilities and the costs involved. You'll have 7 days to get the dog registered. If he's not done, they'll look at serving an infringement notice as well.
Yeah, well, hey, if you just take your time and give me time, because I'm on the...
And there are laws that have to be complied with, as well as providing the best home that you can for the animal. But you're going to have to apply for a permit to keep more than 2 dogs, and that means getting the signatures from your surrounding neighbours. It does, otherwise you'll just be served a notice to reduce.
Yeah, but these people are the only people that are making the complaint, really.
I can't say who the complainant is. I mean,
it's
I'm not going
coming
to
from them.
say.
Nobody else, everybody else has lived here for the last, I don't know, 2 years. I know them quite well.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
They've only been here 5 minutes.
Okay. Like I said, can't tell you whether it's them or not.
Well,
so
I know it's everybody else don't complain, just them.
A seasoned officer, Sue Gentry, still gets frustrated by some of the problems she faces.
There's not a lot of complainants that'll actually go to their neighbours or the dog owners and say that we're having a problem with your dog, which I can't understand myself. I think if I had a problem with my neighbour's dog, I wouldn't have a problem and go and speak to them about it. But no, people feel quite intimidated by their neighbours. I've been here in the job for 12 years and I really enjoy it. Animals are a big part of the job, but a lot of it's people orientated as well.
Dig beneath the surface and most of these dog complaints are more about neighbour versus neighbour than deviant dog.
Are you sure it's him? Because
Labby cross black.
The thing is, we have a lot of complaints from this neighbour, and basically sometimes he does this to get on our case. Like, not him, but I'm just saying this one I've had trouble with for ages with the neighbour, this one neighbour.
I mean, we have to action the complaints when we receive them.
I know. It's just I can't believe it because, like I said, we're always home.
Operations Delta 1.
Receiving.
Yeah, Jane, I have a pickup for you.
In other parts of New Zealand, up to 90% of dogs impounded are put to sleep. Waitakeri's got this number down to 20%. Most of these dogs are unwanted, but a few have attacked other pets, stock, or worse, people. On the North Shore, Lee's supervisor Jane visits an elderly victim whose husband's understandably upset.
No, she says the dog was locked up. I says, say what you like. I'm not interested. I'm advising you, you should look after that dog, keep it under control, or it might be taken away from you.
Can I have a look at the
Yes,
work? Is it actually like a...
Do
you mind if I pull it up fast? Real quick. Oh, okay.
That one's the worst one, the bottom one.
The bottom one is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's where the teeth really sunk into it.
Have you had a tetanus shot lately?
No.
No, I've never had any. It would pay to go to the doctor
Mm.
and have a tetanus shot.
We
should never said that. No, it would pay to.
She called out to me and I went up and the dog's there and it was back and didn't attack her anymore. And I told her to get away, and I brought Nancy and I put the dressing on it.
Yes.
And then I went over to see them, but there was no one home when I went there.
She's not very old, is she?
No, she's only about, I think she's only about 5-6 months.
She's got a full set of teeth, so... When will your friend be home?
Probably won't be until about late this afternoon.
I'll give you one of my cards, and if you could ask your friend to give me a call.
Okay.
As soon as she gets home.
Okay, then.
Jane will follow this one up by phone. The dog will have to wear a muzzle in public, otherwise the owners will face heavy fines. A bite like this can end in a dog's destruction, but here the owners and the dog are lucky. The victims are animal lovers.
I don't want to prosecute, as long as they keep that dog under control.
That's right.
Okay.
Put it on a running lead, that's fine. But due to my wife, I mean, she'll go to that dog again and pat it, and the thing's going to bite her again, because it's a vicious thing.
Most responsible dog owners know where their dogs are. They don't have the least concern.
And I grabbed this baseball bat I had and I chased those dogs. I think that sort of person shouldn't be allowed to own a dog.
Lee's back at Jason's. This time runaway puppy Odin's attacked some local ducks.
Just want to speak to us this time. Yes, here he comes.
Oh, no, not again, mate.
Yeah, Jace, how are you, mate?
Not again, mate. How the hell did he get out?
No, he's not out wandering. We received a complaint today at 8:53 this morning that he's been out wandering down the same person's place. Now, she wanted to impound the dog, and I said, well, hang on, let me have a chat. So, when dog Wairarana let loose to wander 7 p.m, 20th of the 1st on complainant's property.
He can't get out.
So where is he now?
I mean, is this woman it's all coming from the same woman, mate. I mean, I'm being run around in circles. I mean, this is...
Yeah, sorry, I can't divulge the complainant to you. Yeah, the thing with it is why? I mean, why is the dog out yesterday at that time?
Oh, I'll be quite honest with you, mate. This is not the best time. I really don't want to go into it now. I've just woken up.
Yep.
This isn't the best time. I mean, I've got bolts on the front thing. I'm closing the gate. I'm doing everything I bloody can.
Yeah, but I mean,
how's it? I'm not in the mood to go into a debate about it right now.
Okay,
I've just,
How the hell does he get out of that?
Without any solid evidence, Jason will just get a warning.
Well, I'm afraid there's no way that dog could get out of there on its own, so someone must have let you out, eh? It's a wee bit small for the size of the dog because the dog's quite crouched in it. You know, with a big dog, you need a bit of space for the dog to move around, but hopefully he's not keeping it in there for any length of time. It's just a quarter for it to stay in the evenings.
Odin escapes the pound this time, but these dogs are not so lucky. They may have to pay the ultimate price for human error and neglect. One thing is certain, every day brings new dogs for kennel manager Kathy Miller.
One male, one female, one young, one slightly older. Both lots of energy. Hey! Come here. All right? Okay. All right. Just stop it. Got a hernia on her tummy. I would swear that she's been in here before. I think she was only in the kennels last week. You know, if everyone looked after their dogs, ideally, we wouldn't have the need for this facility, would we? I think it's a very good service that we provide. By the same token, I think my message would be to people is that you have an animal, it is for its lifetime and a responsibility. Look after it, take care of it. If there's problems you're having along the way, we can help you with it. That's what it's about. We're here to help.
But most people don't ask for help. So Kathy operates a kind of canine social welfare, taking dogs from bad homes and placing them in good ones. All prospective homes get the once-over.
I'm just looking for whether they have facilities to keep a dog. I want to make sure that they've got good fencing. If they've got any kennelling, what I'd probably ask too is if the dog is going to be kept inside at any stage. It looks, she's had dogs before, so you can tell that the fencing is actually quite good. She's got good 6-foot fencing. There doesn't seem to be any gaps along the perimeter. Yeah, property check for Waitakere City Dog 4764. It's a Ridgeback Cross sable male, has been approved. Over.
Not all homes pass the test. By law, the kennel must keep dogs for only 7 days. After that, unwanted dogs are put to sleep. Kennel workers hate the fact that they can't save all the dogs and try not to get too attached to them. Like this favourite, a 2-year-old Rottie found wandering on the shore. He's already had one home rejected. Unless a new home turns up within 3 days, he'll be on death row. After 12 years on the job, Kathy still has trouble accepting their fate.
I think more than anything I've become a little more pragmatic about it, because you can only do the best you can, and I think that if you're looking on it that we're doing a lot of adoptions, which is really good, and you're looking for the positive instead of the negative.
To help with adoption, younger dogs are sent to foster homes. Training and socialising may knock off some of their rough edges. But it's not just the dogs. Owners have to do their bit, or the vicious cycle continues.
How are you? Good. It's your little puppy, is it? Yep. Yeah. Your birthday present? Yep. Yeah, mate. Let's put this collar on for you.
Hayley has been a foster mum for years. She sets the dog on the right track. Now it's up to Casey and Pamela to do the rest.
There you go. He's a bit of a jumpy one, so... So it's alright. He's really good, he's boisterous. He's just a puppy. Yeah, so he's really good though. Hello.
Without the right discipline, a boisterous young dog like this could easily become a biter. Casey is confident around dogs, but often excitable dogs and frightened kids are the classic recipe for a dog bite.
So it's a bite there, is it? Is that where it jumped up and nipped you, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
It was just a small one.
Okay, what were you doing?
We were just walking home from school. And
What, all three of yous?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, were you nearest to the driveway where the dog came out?
I was just in the middle, and James was just beside me near the driveway.
Did you guys, have you seen the dogs before at all?
I've seen the small one before.
Have you? What about you, mate?
I've only seen the big one.
You only seen the big one, so they've been out on the footpath before, have they?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, have they ever barked at you before?
No.
None? None. So what was the little one like? Can you give a description of the little one?
I've dealt with dogs that have savage children, and really when you look at it, I had to destroy the dogs, but then was it really the reason for the dogs, or was it that the children were in the wrong place at the wrong time? Now, did you do anything to the dog at all? You didn't
No.
scare it or anything like that? You didn't
No.
sort of throw a stick or a stone, nothing like that at it?
No.
Nothing? Good, that's what I like to hear. Now, when the dog... I feel that it's a good point in my job to make people feel comfortable rather than stand at their door and actually tell them or explain to them what I'm trying to do. It's easy to get in, make them feel comfortable, sit down and actually discuss with them the problems.
I feel very strongly the fact that these boys can't walk along the footpath without these animals rushing out, and in Christopher's case, attacked him. I mean, I think that he probably got off lightly. It could have been a lot worse.
Yep, well that's Tan, this one here's Brindle.
Jane visits the owner and issues another muzzle order. Again, the family don't want the dog destroyed.
Because the lady next door said she went out and the boy looked fine.
Sue's hot on the trail of a pit bull that's supposed to have attacked a neighbour's dog. The address seems right, but the occupiers seem to know nothing about it.
I'm looking for a dog that attacked another dog this morning out on the street. Pit bull cross. No? You have no dogs on the property? Okay, no, that's fine. No dogs? No. Okay, thank you.
9 out of 10 times we'll get another complaint and we'll just come back and the dog will be here. What I might actually do is drive down that right-of-way driveway, because sometimes the dogs are tied up in the yard, and they'll just assume that I'm going down the back right-of-way just to have a look. Maybe it's a neighbour's dog, or quite often they're confined on the property. And see, there's the dog there. See, there's the dog there. Yeah. So I back up now and I go back to the address and I have another chat to them about it. Hi, I'm back. Can I see the house owner or person in charge, please?
Sue's not finished yet. These guys will get a $200 fine in the mail, and she knows she'll be back.
There's no such thing as a dog problem, it's a people problem. I mean, you give a dangerous dog to a good dog owner, the dog's no longer going to be dangerous, it's going to be confined and under proper control. You give the same dog to someone who's lax and is not responsible, then you're going to have a problem dog on your hands.
On the North Shore, Lee and Mark face a challenge of lateral thinking, rescuing a cat that spent 3 days up a tree, probably chased there by a dog. If you can avoid the claws, it's a pleasant part of the job. Unfortunately, most call-outs involve the victims of neglect, malnourishment and abuse, and then you have to deal with the owners.
Yeah, just watch that branch there, Mark. That one out there is a bit rotten, so take it a bit easy. Oh.
Loads of advice from Lee, still doesn't get the cat down. Mark has a better idea. Maybe some bait will help.
That tuna sounds like a good idea.
It's going to take more than tuna for Malcolm, who resorts to a tried and true method for getting this wanderer off the streets. Strays are all too common here. This young dog has been skulking around for over 3 months. Odds are he's a disease carrier. Surprisingly, he's wearing a collar, but it's old and getting too small. If it's not removed soon, it will choke him to death.
Right, puppy, it's all right.
His time may be running out, like our young Rotty, who still hasn't found a home.
Got a large German Shepherd who is very well trained and kept under control all the time.
They were two huge big dogs, so they knocked me to the ground.
2 dogs raced onto the property straight past us and began attacking the dog.
But I just reacted, you see, and I chased them.
People with dogs out of control
yes,
damn quickly going to start figuring out they better do something.
Yeah, bring him back out, that's better.
The tuna is working with the cat, but a young stray like this is not so easily led. He's used to fending for himself, trusting no one. Even though he's ravenous, he's wary. Half an hour later, he's still circling. Wild dogs often carry diseases like parvo and distemper, but once they're in the hands of the officers, they all get vet checks at the kennels, whatever their future may hold.
Now, he's been here for 6 days and he's had a little bit of upset tummy. We've been giving him a
Just like our young Rotty here, he may not see the week out, but he still gets the full treatment.
He's a nice dog, he seems fine.
Yeah.
But you never know with these sort of
So
dogs
just
in
a
a strange
slight
situation.
upset tummy.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but otherwise
yeah.
he's got a good appetite and bright and alert and stuff.
That's
Okay.
fine.
If we can, Kathy, we'll just stand him up quietly. I'd just like to
Stay.
just check his temper if we can. That's good.
Good boy, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Good boy. Any animal should get the opportunity to have a second chance, provided it hasn't got major behavioural problems. I think if they have major problems where they're biters or they're very unpredictable, then sometimes you have to cut your losses, you know.
That's not the case here. Because he is such an appealing dog, Kathy hopes she will find a home for him, and this injection is nothing more than a harmless vaccination.
You sure?
Yes.
That's
Boy.
it. No.
Good boy.
Good boy.
That's it, buddy. All done.
Oh, hell.
Before the move to animal welfare, a job such as this would have been left to the fire brigade.
Some of the officers who have been doing dog control for maybe 8-10 years have found it probably harder to adjust to picking a hedgehog up. But I think they've come through pretty good. It's a change of culture, total change. And some have adjusted it better than others.
Rescuing cats is a rewarding part of the job, but these North Shore officers must also assist in the less pleasant task of euthanasias. For animal lovers like Lee, this isn't easy.
I've got to be quite honest with you, I'm not looking forward to that day. I mean, it's all very well impounding dogs and that, but when you then put in the situation that that dog that you picked up, you are now destroying, it's a totally different scenario.
Now I've got to go retrieve everything.
This may be a happy ending for the cat, but many welfare cases have a more tragic conclusion. Waitakere puts down fewer dogs than most, but they can't save them all. Unclaimed and unwanted, many animals end up paying with their lives for their owner's ignorance or stupidity. The problem doesn't go away. Now that he's caught, this dog will take his chances on adoption. If that fails, he'll be put to sleep. Like Lee, no one wants to put healthy dogs down, but a roster makes sure the difficult job is shared equally.
Hello, puppy. Hello. How are you? That's a boy. We come in generally 7:30 in the morning, and then we have the dogs that we're going to euthanize, and we let them out into the run so they can empty out their faeces and their urine, and it gives them a chance to, I guess, their last sort of play around, run around, because most of the dogs like to, you know, sniff who's been out there and what's been happening. Good boy. Some days, yeah, it's quite hard. So, you know, with different staff, different vets, we act differently. Some we joke around, jolly around, and not that it's a fun thing to do, but it makes it easier in dealing with it.
It's about being there so that the animal, when he comes in, well, she's with me, you know, everything's okay, and you know, it's not okay, yeah, but you just do it. You have to do it.
She's nice, she's quiet.
Okay.
I think there is certain dogs that trigger off a bit of emotion. A lot of the times, though, you become mechanical. You have to, or you couldn't do it. You've got to just, shut down while you're doing it, because the minute you think about it, the fact that it is a nice dog and it can be placed, and why hasn't someone looked for it, then it stresses the dog out as well, because they can sense that you're getting upset.
Good girl. What a good girl. What a good puppy. There we go. If you don't see what's going on. Good as gold. Good baby.
Just a bit of a safety precaution. There we go.
You guys right?
Yeah, as good as come on, sweet.
It's unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen. I mean, there's circumstances where a dog needs to be put down, if it's sick or does have behavioural problems that can't be corrected. But if you're putting down a dog and you know where it lives, and you know that it's got an owner, and you know that they're not coming in here to collect the dog because they don't want to pay the fees, or they just can't be bothered, then yeah, that makes you really angry. Really angry. They should be the ones in here holding them.
It's 7 a.m. and fresh bread is going to come in very handy for Malcolm.
Come on. That's it, come on.
This 400-pound male has turned up in a West Auckland family's front yard in the small hours of the morning. Now Malcolm has to convince it to take a little ride.
Here you go. Here, up there. Here. Up you go. Here. Here you go. Up you go. We'll just stand still. Go on, Pig. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. One pig caught and sealed.
Across on the shore, Jane's dealing with a dog that's been terrorising its neighbours.
And it actually comes forward and barks, and it comes up this close, about a foot and a half away, and it just barks, and I just know that it was going to bite any time.
I mean,
if it got my little son, it would kill him.
He's only a young dog and he's very boisterous, but
yeah, it would get worse as it's getting older.
You know,
well, it has been getting worse.
Okay. Well, hopefully we've resolved the situation for you.
It's only about a year-old dog. It's kind of really puppy, but it's big. So
he's big.
Yeah, so people they get scary.
They don't know
yeah,
that.
I know that.
I believe some of the neighbours have spoken to you, Mrs. Shum, about it and tried to resolve it personally within the community, but they see that nothing's happening and that's why they've called in dog control. So if you have a think about it, but possibly in your case, it's probably wise to look at rehoming the dog, unless you want to consider a kennel and run sort of arrangement.
If they find a good home for the puppy,
yes,
I think they will be happy about it.
Yeah.
Mrs. Shum has handed her dog over to Jane. She will leave it at the kennels, where it will take its chances at finding a new family. It's D-Day for our young Rottweiler. But he's been given a last-minute reprieve. A suitable home's been found, and his new family are here to pick him up.
I just need you to fill out registration form.
What's his age?
Just see if I've got one. I've got him down for about 2. Now, how are you going to pay for this?
Cash.
Tammy's last dog was a Saint Bernard, so she's no stranger to large dogs.
Hey, bud. What's this? Okay, it's all yours now. Aren't you? You gonna be a good boy? Yes, I will. I'm sure he will. He's really well behaved. Let me out. I went there originally to bring home a small dog because my last dog was really big, and I just thought, oh no, can't fit the big dog and the kids in my car, so that was just ridiculous. But once I saw him, oh, I just had to have him. Yeah.
Jason, have I caught you at a reasonable hour this time, mate?
The dog hasn't done anything. I'm not here to play Cluedo, you know. I mean, it's that old woman just in the front house.
Don't even think about them. Talk to me, okay? That's what I'm worried about here. I want you to talk to me.
You're like a counsellor, mate.
Yeah, I know I am. That's the problem. That's my job. Instead of dog control, I'm a counsellor. Okay, but if that means I'm going to resolve the problem, that's what I will. Well, because the only other option, I'll be honest with you, Jason, besides impounding your dog, is the infringement notices. And I'm sure you don't want to waste $200 each time that I get a photo of the dog off the property. Yeah, if you want that, that's fine. I'll work that way. But at the present time, I'm trying to talk to you to resolve the problem.
The dog hasn't done anything, and it's just that there's the scatty old bag down at the front.
Lee's back at Jason's house, and this time Odin the Waimārana has knocked down and scratched a young child.
I mean, he has not done anything. And that old bag down the front, I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. If the dog's out, I'm going to ask for people to tie it up. If I have to, I'll set traps down there to catch the dog. Okay, there's the cages, and then from there, I won't be returning the dog to you. You will be, it'll go through the court system, and we'll work it through that way. I mean, that's simple. Is that fair enough? I mean, please help me out, Jason.
Lovely.
Okay.
Get off the
Thank you.
How are you, Odin? How are you?
The law prevents Lee from removing the dog here and now. He needs the cooperation of the complainants to catch Odin off the property.
Yes, good afternoon. It's Lee from North Shore Animal Care and Control here. I'm just ringing you about your complaint. Just going to update you, if that's okay. What I've told Jason now is that if the dog's off the property any time, because you are not the only complainant, there's quite a few in that respect, as you probably know with your neighbours and everything. I'm going to ask all of you, please, if Jason goes out, leaves the gate open, the dog comes down, tie it up, and you're to ring us straight away, and I'll come and pick the dog up.
I see a dog on the road, I bring it in knowing that it's going to be put down because it's not adoptable, it's black, it's a bully cross, it's not going to go out, it's going to be put down, I know that.
Okay, so how does that make you feel when you're the one that's dragging that dog off the wall to have it euthanized?
Well, someone's got to do it, so I don't mind. I mean, I look at it and think, well, mate, you're left to wander all the time, your owners don't care about you, you're a bully cross, unfortunately you should have been a Bichon, but you're not. Maybe in the next life you'll come back as a Bichon, the dog goes down.
Control officer. But what I'm saying is Daryl's saying that there's...
After work drinks give the officers a chance to let off steam about the job's difficulties.
Hello.
I mean, the reality of it is we have to euthanise because there's not enough responsible people out there. That's the reality.
Okay.
You can't go preserve life, keep everything, because that's just extreme.
But I mean, we're doing the job as in a welfare side of things, and we don't have to kill things. We don't have to be...
What, we stack them on top of each other like car parks?
With that in mind, our live rate at the moment is 75%, which is probably 30% higher than a lot of other councils maybe. So we are doing that, but reality comes back to you have to euthanise some of the animals.
I don't dispute that point. What I'm saying is why does it have to be a person that doesn't want to be doing it? When there is
Perhaps Lee is so sensitive because it's his first euthanasia tomorrow.
What you're saying to us really is that it is the owner who should be screened rather than
the dog down south, and the police couldn't destroy the dog.
I do the job for the love of animals and for the people contact, not to destroy them. And it annoys me that that's part of my job because people don't look after their dogs and they don't take the responsibility to come and claim them when they are picked up. So we then have to euthanize them, and that's not a very pleasant part.
The day has arrived for Lee to help at his first euthanasia.
We don't want to see that. It's going to cost people a lot of money.
But first, there are a couple of vaccinations.
So what would be necessary to fix...
That's it.
Control the dog, please?
That's it. Good dog. The only two animals that I've actually destroyed myself have been my own pets, my own dogs, and I don't mind admitting that that brought a tear to my eye, and I'm afraid that grown men aren't meant to cry, but when you're losing one of your favourite pets, it's very hard.
So what have we got here? And this is just a form of double checking that we're getting the right dog. Yes. Because there's nothing worse.
Well, I don't have any problem with destroying an animal for a reason, that it's sick or it's old or something along those lines. You're putting down a perfectly healthy animal.
You find just the more relaxed you are, the easier it all goes, you know. And the vet feels relaxed too, you know, you're confident. It's a bit of a shame about today. And then...
confident.
Confident,
yeah, really.
And even the dog's feeling confident, and it's just over in a few
You go for a walk outside and the lead can slip off. Do those dogs really know what's happening? Do they know that they're going to their death? Certainly, I'm sure that some of them must know.
You just get his bum around, try and get him sitting down. These are medium dogs, that's right. Your smaller dog's a bit of a problem, especially with someone like yourself who's quite tall as well. Pulling back,
Because of my male macho type thing, I will try and sort of hold back that tear or whatever, but it still breaks you up inside to see something that's full of life and you're destroying it.
Okay, yep, that's it. Lift your thumb a bit more. That's good, that's good. And he'll go quietly. It's lovely. Well done.
That's the first.
There's your first.
Hopefully not many to come.
Hopefully not, no. Okay.
Unfortunately, there are more dogs, and it doesn't get any easier for Lee.
Oh, not good, mate, I tell you.
Not good, no.
No,
Okay.
no, I could do without that. Yeah, especially when you already know the dog from spending a couple of days to try and trap it, get it all into your own sort of, where it trusts you, and you bring it in here. Yeah, and then you do that to it.
Never got to talk to the owner?
No.
Lee now has to get on with his day's work. Every year the Animal Welfare Service put down fewer dogs. Their efforts with animal owners are paying off, slowly but surely. Sue makes a surprise visit to the guys who said they had no dog. Unfortunately, the surprise is hers. They've packed up and moved, and with no forwarding address. But they haven't seen the last of her. She'll track them down. Good news for David. He registered his dogs, got the neighbours' approval for all three, sorted out the barking complaint, and stayed on side with Christine. In Greenhithe, Odin's ripped up the neighbour's garden, and Lee's done with talking.
You treat your dog right, you train the dog, and you end up with a good dog. End of story.
To train the dog owner of the future, Kathy believes in getting them young. She encourages visits from local school pupils and teaches them a thing or two about how dogs and humans can get along.
He's quiet down now too. See, if you go down to a dog's level, then he's not going to feel so threatened. If you're standing big and tall, but if you talk to them nicely, why would he attack you? He's got no reason to attack you.
1 month later, our Rottweiler, now named Hercules, has settled into his new home and has happily taken his place as the head of the family.
He settled in well, settled into the street really well too. Everyone's become familiar with him. He's turned out to be the perfect pet. Whoever lost him, it's a bit of a sad story because he responds to absolutely every call you make. He knows them all, you know, you can even say just back up and he'll back up. You'll say get your bone and he'll get his bone, and it's just incredible how much time someone's put into him. It's really quite sad. But, well, I reap from that, of course, because he's mine now.
Over you go. Oh, this is my side. No, you don't get to drive yet. You're not old enough. Good girl.